Good morning, everyone. My name is Bri Slemons. I'm a sophomore athletic training major here at Mount Union, and today I will be talking about why women's rights are non-existent in the Middle East countries. I will be comparing Haroun and the Sea of Stories by Salman Rushdie and A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khalid Hosseini. So first, a little bit about the authors. According to Salman Rushdie's website, he is the author of 12 different novels, a book of stories, 4 nonfiction works, and has received the Whitbread Prize for Best Novel twice, the Writers Guild Award, and many more. According to Bio.com, he was born in June on the 19th in 1947 in Mumbai. He attended King's College and the University of Cambridge and studied history there. He had a very Muslim upbringing as well, so that is kind of what influenced the background of his work. Khalid Hosseini, according to his website, was born in 1965 in Kabul, Afghanistan. He relocated to Paris with his family in 1976 and then again to the U.S. in 1980 after the Soviets invaded Afghanistan. He studied biology at Santa Clara University and then obtained a medical degree from the University of California in 1993. He began writing his first book, which was The Kite Runner, in 2001, and it was published later in 2003. In 2007, A Thousand Splendid Suns, which is what I will be talking about today, was ranked #1 by the New York Times bestseller list. So for my thesis, women in the Middle East have no rights. The government basically controls what they say, what they wear, and their roles in the house. They are not allowed to leave the house without a male authority, and women in the U.S. should be grateful that we live in the country that we do because it's not fully controlled by our government like the countries in the Middle East. In Haroun and the Sea of Stories by Salman Rushdie, Blabbermouth must hide her identity in order to be able to work as she does. It shows how women hide who they are and their lack of freedom in the Middle East. According to Cultural Survival, custom laws were imported from Europe, and Islamic law and Reformed Islamic law affect many women in many degrees in different Middle East countries. The Middle East legal systems and status of women doesn't seem to be settled at all, and they're still working to better this, but as of right now, they have no results. This quote from Cultural Survival shows and backs how Rushdie writes about Blabbermouth and how she must hide her identity. So what is Islamic law? According to Shot and Dumai.org, it is the law according to Muslim faith, and it is interpreted from the Quran, also known as Sharia law. So in the Middle East countries, they followed this law to tell women and men how they should act, and the government controls that. In A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khalid Hosseini, it is kind of the same theme that we see in Haroun and the Sea of Stories. Women have very little rights, and Miriam, who's the main character in this book, is forced to marry a man that her father and stepmothers arrange, and he ends up being abusive to her, and he's at least 20 years older than her. And she's not allowed to say anything or do anything back to him because of what the government says women are and aren't allowed to do. So she ends up then in trouble because of a law that she had broken with the government. However, if a man committed the same crime that she did, he wouldn't be in any trouble. But because she's a woman, the government says that she should be in trouble because she has no rights. And she ended up being punished, but according to Islamic law, men wouldn't be punished, only women would. And in conclusion, women are forced in both novels to hide their faces and identities to please the government and follow the laws. They're based off of Muslim religion and Islamic law, and people today are still trying to figure out a way to fix this, but they have no real way to fix it as of right now. In America, women need to realize how blessed they are to have the freedom they do, because in other countries like Iran and Afghanistan, it's not present there. These are my works cited, and thank you.